Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at some really cool spice in the Open Master League, XL SHUNDO REGIGIGAS. These battles were submitted to the channel by a member of the community, so many thanks for the battle submission. Now Regigigas is a pure normal type Pokemon with the moveset of Ice Hidden Power, Thunder, and Focus Blast, and this trainer pairs it up with a Giratina and a Dialga. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out SHUNDO REGIGIGAS in action in the Master League. Hopping to the first match, leading Dialga into Mewtwo. Pretty decent lead, so Dialga is going to be staying in here. Mewtwo is typically able to outpace in this matchup. This can't be a Focus Blast, so Dialga is going to let it through. It is just a Shadow Ball, but Shadow Ball does add up quite a bit. And this Dialga is actually level 50, not running the best buddy boost on the Dialga, instead running it on the Regigigas. I do typically recommend in the Master League running the best buddy boost on the Dialga, as it does help in the mirror quite a bit. Mewtwo fires off a Side Strike, that's going to take out Dialga. In comes Giratina. Giratina, looking for the farm down, is going to have to commit a shield, as Side Strike would do quite a lot of damage, but then we'll be able to farm down and leave with some energy. In comes Dialga. Giratina is going to be firing off the Shadow Ball. This will do a lot of damage if it lands, which it does. In comes Regigigas, and the opponent responds with Kyogre. Kyogre is going to be resisting the Ice Hidden Powers, but the question is Kyogre aware of Thunder? Regigigas farming up, going straight for the Thunder. Do they respect the damage? They do not! Thunder able to land. Regigigas gets the farm down. Dialga takes out Regigigas. Back in comes Giratina. At this point, Giratina should be able to reach the back-to-back ominous wins needed to win this game. Dialga fires off the Iron Head. Giratina is going for the first Ominous Wind. Ominous Wind able to land. Opponent recognizing they have to live one. They're not gonna get to another move. And that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Dialga into Togekiss. This is a bit of a tricky lead for this team since this is an ABA Dragon team, but the nice thing about Dialga is it can hit back hard against fairies with Iron Head. Dialga fires off the Iron Head, and Togekiss is going to immediately commit a shield. Togekiss is going to farm up and fire off a move before Dialga is able to reach the second Iron Head. Togekiss goes for the Ancient Power. Dialga commits the shield. In comes Metagross, staying in to go for the Draco Meteor. This is going to be able to set up the Giratina for a nice farm down, as Giratina will be able to tank the Meteor Mash, farm down, and leave with quite a lot of energy to threaten the Togekiss. Giratina gets the farm down, does leave with a ton of energy loaded. In comes the Togekiss. Giratina fires off the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does get the shield. Giratina not going to be able to reach another move, and it's all up to Regigigas. These Ice Hidden Powers are hitting for super effective damage. Togekiss fires off the Ancient Power. In the back, they have Mewtwo. Regigigas farming up, desperately trying to get to the Thunder, as Thunder is going to do a lot of damage here. Regigigas is going to be able to reach the Thunder. Thunder gets them low. In comes Dialga. Dialga able to farm down the Mewtwo. In comes the Togekiss. Can Regigigas get to another Thunder? This is going to be close. Regigigas gets the farm down, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Dialga into another Mewtwo lead. Same game plan as last time, gonna stay in here and try and play it out. Opponent only farms up to 7, meaning that at worst, it's only a Shadow Ball, and Shadow Ball is not enough to one-shot. Dialga able to tank it and gonna fire off the Iron Head before Mewtwo is able to reach a second move. Iron Head gets the shield. Mewtwo continues to farm up, and they're going to fire off a move before Dialga reaches the second Iron Head. Mewtwo goes for the Shadow Ball. Honestly, Side Strike probably would have been enough to KO there. And in comes Regigigas. Regigigas looking to get the farm down and get a nice energy lead to hopefully nuke whatever is in the back. Down goes Mewtwo. Opponent thinking about it. What are they going to bring in? They bring in Dialga. Oh my goodness. I need to see this Focus Blast. Dialga is able to outpace. This is only the Iron Head. Regigigas will be able to tank the Iron Head, and Regigigas is able to reach the Focus Blast. Do they respect the damage? They do not. Dialga gets one shot. It's Kyogre in the back. Opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Hopping into the next game, leading into a mirror match, Dialga into Dialga. Considering there's a Giratina Origin in the back, you absolutely have to stay in this lead, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Farming up a bunch of energy, firing off the Iron Head just short of the Draco Meteor. Iron Head gets no shielded, opponent is going to return fire. Tough decision to make, commits the shield, opponent full sends the Draco Meteor. They save switch into Togekiss, which is going to be met with the Regigigas. These hidden powers are adding up significantly on the Togekiss. Togekiss is going to be firing off the Ancient Power. Ancient Power lands, Regigigas able to withstand the damage and return fire with the Thunder. Thunder takes out the Togekiss, and we'll have to see, do they bring back in their Dialga? They do not. They bring in Mewtwo. Looks like Mewtwo is going for the farm down, and that is bad news because Mewtwo with an energy lead is incredibly deadly. Thunder gets the shield. Mewtwo does get the farm down, and honestly, things are looking really rough. Mewtwo has so much energy. Giratina commits the shield. It's a Psy Strike. In comes Dialga, able to farm down with their own, trying to make it to the Iron Head, but the opponent fires off the Psy Strike just beforehand. That is heartbreaking, as I believe, unless Giratina can Shadow Claw down here, this is going to be game over. So honestly, I may not have even thrown the Ominous Wind, and I would have just gone for the sneak to try and go for a farm down here. Ominous Wind gets the shield. Giratina going for the farm down. Giratina not able to get the farm down. Mewtwo surviving on low HP, taking out the Giratina, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Dialga into Garchomp. This lead is very dependent on what fast move Garchomp is using, and they're using Dragon Tail, which is better for the Dialga. Garchomp is going to fire off a Sand Tomb. Sand Tomb does hit for super effective, but it's not the strongest move ever, so Dialga lets it through. Opponent goes for an Iron Head catch onto Zekrom, but they're going to be met with a Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor gets the shield, and in comes Regigigas. These ice hidden powers are adding up, but the downside of hidden power is that it charges very slowly, meaning that Zekrom is going to be able to spam out these moves, whereas unfortunately, Regigigas is very slow to get to charge moves. They're able to reach another move. They go for the Wild Charge. Regigigas shields and is able to farm down. Regigigas does leave with a ton of energy. In comes Garchomp. Regigigas going for the farm down, but not quite able to get there. Garchomp reaches a Sand Tomb. Sand Tomb barely not enough to KO the Regigigas, but Regigigas gets taken out by a bullet punch from Metagross and loses so much energy. That's heartbreaking. Giratina fires off the Ominous Wind. Opponent recognizes that it's just an Ominous Wind, and they're going to be letting that through. Meteor Mash is going to do a lot of damage. May have to try and go for a catch here. Firing off another Ominous Wind. This is going to be grabbing the shield from the Metagross. Opponent very close to a move. Not able to make the catch, but Dialga is healthy enough where Dialga should be able to finish off this game. In comes Dialga. Dragon Breaths down the Metagross and clutches the win. Picking up a great lead in the next match, Dialga into Kyogre. Opponent is going to need to immediately save switch out of here, and they do as they bring in their own Dialga. But theirs is best buddied, and you can see the difference in terms of damage being done. Opponent fires off the Iron Head, immediate shield. Dialga is farming up and going straight for the Draco Meteor, hoping to try and land it. Draco Meteor able to land and takes out the opponent. Opponent is going to be able to bring in their Kyogre, and Kyogre is going to be met with the Giratina. It's very nice to switch there because the Dialga was debuffed, so it wasn't going to be able to do nearly as much damage as it typically would. Kyogre fires off the Surf. They're basically just trying to stall the switch clock here. Firing off the Ominous Wind. Ominous Wind able to land, and in the back it is Togekiss, and this is a little scary. Firing off the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does get the shield. Opponent recognizing that Togekiss looks to be the win con. Togekiss able to get the farm down, and now it's up to Regigigas. Can Regigigas take care of this Togekiss? Togekiss fires off the Ancient Power. Regigigas able to tank it. Farming up here, going for the farm down. Regigigas just not able to get the farm down, but it is going to be committing the shield. Regigigas leaves with a ton of loaded energy. In comes Kyogre. Regigigas fires off the Thunder. Thunder gets the shield. In comes Dialga. Dialga, these Dragon Breaths adding up a lot. Kyogre is going to fire off a Surf. This is going to be really close. Surf gets Dialga low. Dialga able to reach the last second Iron Head. This is resisted, but it's still enough to take out the Kyogre. And that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Dialga into another Mewtwo. We've seen this lead before. It's a safe lead for Dialga to stay in. Opponent save switches into a Shadow Machamp. That is not something you see in Masters very often, and Shadow Machamp is going to be met with Giratina. This is such an unfortunate matchup for Machamp, since the Machamp is not running payback. Giratina builds up, fires off the Ominous Wind. Ominous Wind gets the shield. The opponent must be incredibly weak to Giratina. The fact that they're willing to commit a shield in a losing matchup. Rock Slide, able to connect. Machamp is going to get farmed down. Giratina wins switch advantage and shield advantage. And they have a Metagross in the back. Shadow Ball able to land, taking out the Metagross. The opponent was triple weak to Giratina, and they are being absolutely punished for it. Psystrike gets shielded. Giratina firing off the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball gets the shield. Back into Dialga. Opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Great lead in the final match. Dialga into another Kyogre. Immediate save switch into Melmetal, which is going to be met with Giratina Origin. This is a very comfortable matchup for Giratina. The Shadow Claws do quite a bit of damage to Melmetal, whereas the Thunder Shocks do absolutely nothing to the Giratina in return. Melmetal fires off a second Rock Slide. Gira can comfortably tank 3 Rock Slides. Giratina firing back with a move. They go for a risky Ominous Wind bait, but it pays off as Melmetal commits the shield. Giratina looks like they're going for the Shadow Ball this time, committing the shield on the Rock Slide, matching shields. Firing off the Shadow Ball. This is going to hurt if it lands. Shadow Ball gets the shield. Opponent desperately trying to flip switch advantage. They know how bad of a lead it was. This Rock Slide not going to be enough to KO. Giratina tanks it. In comes Dialga, and going to match with their own. The nice thing is that Regigigas does have access to Thunder, which can be used as a potential closer against Kyogre in the endgame. Shielding up, it could have only been an Iron Head, but at this point, preserving some HP on Dialga is nice, because Dialga appears to be quite useful. Fires off the Iron Head, able to farm down. Back in comes Melmetal. Dialga able to reach the Draco Meteor. That is going to be taking care of the Melmetal. And then all that's left is Kyogre in the back. Dialga is debuffed. Kyogre is going to fire off the Surf. Surf is going to be lethal from this range, but Giratina does have some energy, and then Regigigas is going to be able to close out this game. Shadow Ball gets him low. In comes Regigigas. Regigigas continuing to farm up. These hidden powers not doing a lot to Kyogre. Kyogre fires off the Surf. Regigigas able to reach the Thunder. Thunder will be easily taking out the Kyogre. And that is a good game. All in all, some incredibly fun battles in the Master League featuring a very spicy pick in Regigigas. Regigigas is a Pokemon that has a ton of potential, but being stuck with the fast move of Hidden Power really does hold it back from true Master League relevance. But in the meantime, the fact that this trainer was able to use a Pokemon with Hidden Power and still get wins within in the Master League is pretty impressive. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.